Welcome to Stony Meadow, my brown-eyed friends. The latest jewel in the crown of the Frontier Cattle Company. Go forth upon its verdant expanse.
Verdant expanse?
Means green, Hobson. Read a book sometime.
I'm impressed. You impressed?
We've done our part. Now it's time for you to do yours. Eat. Grow strong. Be contented.
It says here the western boundary is Pioneer Bluffs.
Right back there.
And east is...
As far as the eye can see. Or to Stony Creek, which is just as good.
Thank you, Aunt Violet. A 99-year government lease.
I just wish I knew how she stick-handled her way past the stuffed shirts in Victoria.
Don't ask. You don't want to know about government. And you especially don't want government to know about you.
Is that the voice of experience talking?
Paranoia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest ranch on the Blackwater just got bigger.
Lords of all we survey.
Two lily white boys, no all in green, no. Oh!
Richmond P. Hobson Jr., Panhandle Phillips, and Gloria McIntosh Hobson were real people. And for a short period of time, in the wilderness halfway between Vancouver and the Yukon, they worked to carve out the largest cattle ranch in the world. That part is true.
What are you doing?
I thought I'd ride out, check on the new calves.
Think again. Go help Nelson with the rocks for the fireplace.
It's not my job. I'm a cowboy.
Tommy, if you're a cowboy, then Charles Limburger is a lump of cheese.
You mean Lindbergh?
That's my saddle.
No, it's Ed's, now it's mine.
Since when?
Since Ed went to war, obviously. He gave it to me, I fixed it up.
Ed's my brother. It's my saddle.
Hey!
And besides, I'm the best cowboy, and this is the best saddle.
It wasn't until I fixed it.
Lug nut.
Someone was helping you.
Fella's always hopeful.
Nelson, Rich and I really appreciate you taking care of the place while we were away. We'd like to find a way to thank you somehow.
I thought you were gonna pay me.
Oh, no, we will. But why don't you and Rita come over for supper tomorrow night? Tommy's cooking.
Love to.
Wonderful.
Kit, you wouldn't understand.
Don't tell me what I wouldn't understand just because you got the preacher's daughter up in the hayloft.
Give me my saddle back.
Let go.
You supposed to be helping Nelson?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Tommy, this is for you. In the mail we brought back from Vanderhoof.
Thanks. I'm gonna put my saddle up and go help Nelson.
Perfume. Sally Prentice.
Hobson?
Afternoon, Rupert.
There's a herd of your cattle in Stony Meadow.
Yep.
Get them out!
Don't have to. It's my property.
I beg your pardon?
Well, take my word for it.
You can't lease that land. Stony Creek runs through it. That's my water source. Your cows are fouling my drinking water.
Oh, I see. Oh, that could pose a problem.
Could pose a problem. Would you like to see my underwear?
I'd rather have my liver gouged out by vultures.
We can't just leave him in the lurch.
Man deserves what he gets. He's a loudmouth, scrofulous pig farmer.
He's our neighbor.
You say tomato?
We can't foul Richard's water. It causes cholera, for heaven's sake.
Man is concerned with hygiene. He shouldn't cohabit with swine.
Cholera can kill.
Not reliably.
All right, I'll deal with this.
Meaning?
I promised Rupert we'd work something out.
Now, hang on right there. What kind of high-handed attitude is that?
I'm trying to solve the problem.
I'm still your partner, Hobson. You don't go making decisions like that on your own.
Look, let's just invite Rupert for dinner. Tomorrow night with the Georges. We can discuss this like civilized people.
Rupert is not civilized. He's barely even human.
I'll ride out to Rupert's place first thing in the morning.
No, don't bother. I'm heading up that way anyhow. Check on the cattle up at Penoyer Meadow. Yeah, you're probably right. Best to take the conciliatory approach.
What's on the menu?
What don't you like?
Well, I'm not over fond of fish.
Pity we're having trout.
I'll be there at 7. Shall I dress?
God, yes. Cattle would miscarry.
Yeah, pick. Yeah, pick.
Watch what you're doing.
What?
Well, the idea is to have some potato left when you're done peeling.
Then you do it.
I'm first cook. You're my assistant. Peel.
Does Sally Prentice know that you're a cook?
You never mind what Sally Prentice knows.
You told her that you're a cowboy, didn't you?
I am a cowboy. Sometimes.
Riding tall in the saddle, right into a girl's heart.
You read my letter.
Like wading through molasses.
That is private correspondence. What gives you the right to read my mail?
What gives you the right to foul my water?
Boil it.
Why should I have to boil my water?
Then move.
I live here.
Look, Moet, no one's saying that you should move.
I am.
Old Nelson's dandelion wine.
You?
Not exactly what you were drinking in Vancouver, but it goes pretty good with moose meat.
Oh, who cares what they're drinking in Vancouver? Oh, it must have been nice, though. Home for a visit? Vancouver. Oh, it must have been nice, though. Home for a visit? You know what? I couldn't wait to get back. Fresh air, wide open spaces.
Blood feuds.
You could draw your water from Baker Creek.
It's a mile out of my way.
Well, even so, a mile.
In each direction. That's 14 miles a week. 730 miles a year.
That's almost to Saskatchewan. Plenty of good, clean water in Saskatchewan.
That's my land by ancestral right.
Actually, our ancestors were there a bit ahead of Rupert.
Who lived there for centuries in peace and harmony with their neighbors.
If Baker Creek doesn't work, then Pan and I would be glad to help you dig a well.
We'd be what?
You know, old Nelson douses for water. Rita and I could bring him across.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. You got the bit between your teeth and you're headed straight for a gopher hole.
It's the least we can do.
No, it isn't. The least we can do is nothing.
So, that's settled then?
I'd say so.
No!
Rupert?
I'll consider it.
Oh, this is good. You've done it this time, Hobson. Only this time, it's shovels.
Following the listing of Syria as German-occupied territory, Egypt's Premier Hussein Seri Pasha announced his intention to form a new cabinet tomorrow. The shake-up is a result of what are being termed the present grave circumstances, which involve the very real and extremely serious threat of a German invasion of the
Russia
region.
next.
Observers
Man's a
say
maniac
that
and worse.
its borders from Libya has
Still,
aroused widespread
he's
feeling.
more than a match for the panty-waisted hand-wringers he's up against.
Are you referring to the British?
If the panties fit.
The British. Those who are shouldering the load while certain others shirk their responsibilities? Yank.
Easy, Rupert. I'm American, too.
As a guest in your home, I was pretending not to remember.
Let's have coffee, shall we?
If America would rise from her isolation as a backside...
It's your war. You brought it on yourselves by trying to appease the Krauts. If you hadn't been so spineless...
Ben?
No, he's right. Appeasement was a mistake.
What did Napoleon say? A nation of buck-toothed croquet players.
A nation of shopkeepers.
Close enough.
I'll show you spineless. Get your animals out of Stony Meadow.
Whether you like it or not, we have a lease, Rupert. We also have the right to expand our ranch.
While respecting the rights of our neighbors.
Cattle need land to graze in, unlike pigs, which just need a mud hole to stink in.
There's a word for that, Phillips.
Huh?
Lebensraum. The same word that Hitler used to justify his occupation of the Sudetenland.
Let's not start comparing people here to Hitler.
If the Lederhosen fits,
Oh, you see, the man's a barbarian.
I warn you, the next cow to foul my water shall be dealt with.
Dealt with?
That's not what he meant.
I am a sleeping lion. You do not wish to awaken my wrath.
10 pigs for every cow, Moa.
Don't you threaten me.
Get out of my house!
I'll go, but I'll take my books with me.
You said I could have those for a month. That was our deal.
It's off. And if there are cattle in Stony Meadow at noon tomorrow, you people shall be held accountable.
See where appeasement gets you? Burn him out and slaughter his pigs. You don't want to leave these things open to misinterpretation.
Let's call that Plan B.
Plan A being...
Sit tight. Let him calm down and smooth things over.
Friend, I got just 2 words for you.
I know. Neville Chamberlain.
Shorter words.
Rupert's just blowing off steam. He's not gonna do anything stupid. What, you think he's capable of doing something stupid?
He's capable of raising pigs.
I mean, seriously stupid.
Mr. Hobson, Mr. Phillips! The cattle broke out of Stony Meadow. Someone pulled down the fence.
I didn't think he had it in him.
All right, get Tommy and go round him up.
Yes, sir.
I'll go have a word with Rupert. Pen, you...
Some cattle busted out. Get ready to ride.
You going ahead? You can borrow my saddle.
It's my saddle. What's this?
That's my letter.
It's my paper. I was saving this to write to Ed.
No, that is private correspondence. Besides, it contains adult passages.
Yeah? And it's against the law to steal people's stuff.
What was I supposed to do, lasso him?
We should have gone with him, for heaven's sakes.
I had work to do.
Well, so that's it. You're too noble to retaliate, so you're letting Pan do it for you.
No, of course not.
Sending him in there like a one-man regiment of Gurkhas.
I'm sure he's just gonna talk to Rupert.
Sure.
Who goes in?
What? It's a meeting! How dare you!
That was for busting the fence.
This is an outrage. A violation of the rules of war and a mockery of the Geneva Convention.
Next time, we play 1939. You can be Poland.
All right, Phillips. This means war!
Stony Meadow. Nothing but problems, that place. Thought your ancestors lived there in peace and harmony.
Well, we've been fighting over Stony Meadow for centuries.
But Nelson said that...
Someone from our village would catch a Nechako peeing in the creek.
What?
One thing would lead to the next. Pretty soon they'd be slaughtering each other. Things would calm down for a while. Till a couple of our fellas take a notion to go pee upstream in the Nechako. And it'd start all over again.
Well, that just goes to show you what happens when you leave men in charge.
Mainly it was the women. You should hear the stories my dad tells. One of them used to lead her warrior maidens out bare-breasted, wearing only deerskin breechcloths.
Oh, that catch a man's attention.
Well, exactly. Leaping out of the trees with everything in motion, and the Chacos just stood there staring.
Whoops.
Yep, there were a couple of flat-out massacres. The one of the Nechako chiefs decided to turn the tables. Sent his boys out to fight without their pants on.
Good idea.
Girls bust out laughing and hacked them to pieces.
You suppose there's any truth to any of that?
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. I married one of their descendants.
Creek couldn't have dried up in a day. What insane hell?
bodied and plundered.
Dynamite?
Needed to send a message.
You have a range of options. At one extreme, a firmly worded letter.
If Moet hadn't smelled weakness, he never would have built that dam.
Oh, come on.
Now he knows who he's dealing with. Someone who's ready to bomb him right back to the Stone Age.
That would be the other extreme.
I'm not ready to bomb anybody.
No, but you make other contributions to the ranch, the decorating, the gardening. We'll all stick to what we do best.
As an adult, you learn other ways of dealing with someone who won't cooperate.
Yes, but Pan isn't married.
I beg your pardon?
Rupert started this.
We started this by moving the cattle onto Stony Meadow.
Which is something you wanted, just as much as Pan and I.
If we don't stop this, someone's gonna get hurt.
If it was your paper, then why weren't you using it?
I was going to, I just didn't get around to it yet. Besides, Ed told me if he wanted me writing him every...
Catherine, I am sick of arguing with you. It's childish.
You can grow legs faster than you're changing those stirrups, and don't call me Catherine.
Why not? It's your name, isn't it?
Not in that tone of voice. Catherine.
Aren't we being a little sensitive?
I am almost as old as you are, and I can still pound you, so
Stop
don't...
yelling at me.
I'll yell when I want to.
Oh, that is really mature.
Besides, that's not yelling. This is yelling!
Oh, now look what you've done. What the hell?
Not on foot, Tommy. You'll spook them. Don't. There's a swamp in there. If the cattle get in the water headlock, they'll float and die. Hello, the house. Rupert?
Away,
What are you doing with a gun?
defending my way of life.
Oh, this is ridiculous. We need to talk. Rupert, this is me, Gloria.
Wife to Hobson, partner to Phillips, planter of bombs and despoiler of privies.
Friend to Moet, lender of books.
He laughed, a hollow, mirthless laugh. Ha ha!
Of course, we have to stop the cattle from fouling your water. And it's up to the two of us to come to a solution. We're friends. Surely we can come to some kind of an agreement?
Yeah, come on! Get out of there! Get away from there, you bunthead! Move it! Get out of there! Yeah! Yeah!
I follow the tracks up Stony Meadow. What spooked them?
Well, it's sort of complicated, but basically
We found them here.
Are you asking me to believe they came up all this way on their own?
No, sir. The fact is...
Rupert. Well, pulling down fences is one thing, damming a creek's another, but trying to kill cattle? Where I come from, that's grounds for hanging.
Rupert, really, it isn't personal.
I was inside the privy, seated.
Yes, I heard.
How much more personal can this get?
Our backer in Vancouver went to a lot of trouble to get the lease. We can't just drop it.
When a man cannot drink his water, when a man cannot wash his undergarments.
The offer stands. We'll dig you a well.
I want my creek back.
Do Do you really want to see how far Pan is willing to go?
I'll agree to a ceasefire. 7 days, during which you will dig my well.
Fine.
Plus, you will read to me. 1 book, cover to cover.
Rupert. I get double my book borrowing privileges.
3 books every month.
4 books every 3 weeks.
Done.
All right. What would you like me to read?
Well, now.
Mr. Phillips? About the cattle.
What about the cattle?
Well, none of them got hurt, and everything turned out just fine. So I'm thinking that maybe we should just forget about this.
We never finished Lady Chatterley's lover.
And we're not going to either. The Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith.
Crimes of Love, the Marquis de Sade.
You're joking. The Murder of Roger Ackroyd.
Agatha Christie.
Pride and Prejudice.
Tropic of Capricorn.
Henry Miller. I've never actually read him.
It's art. And here I have an idea to make it even more jolly. We could dress up. I'll be the bishop and you be the actress. I'll be the headmaster and you be the naughty schoolgirl.
You could be the pig farmer, and I could be the wife of the rancher who runs you off the Blackwater.
It's only a costume.
And you won't imagine I'm wearing one either. And if you do, I'll know it, because your ears will turn pink.
I used to.
They're pink right now. And if it happens again, the reading's over, the deal is off, and you will negotiate with Rich and Pan. Understood?
We have to tell Mr. Hobson about the cattle.
He'll hear it from Pan.
I mean, we have to tell him the truth.
Don't you dare.
Kit, somebody could get killed.
Yeah, us. If Pan finds out that we lied to him.
He took his pistol.
So maybe he was planning to plank some gophers.
Kit, that is totally...
They're grown-ups. They started this, so it is up to them to deal with it.
How mad was he?
Well, I would say, real mad. But, I think he's gonna cool down some on the trail.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we don't know for sure that it was Rupert who drove those cattle into the swamp. I mean, it could have been almost anybody. Anybody.
Well, maybe I'll head over that way.
I knocked softly. No answer. I knocked again, a little harder. This time I heard someone moving about. I pushed the door open and stumbled into the darkened room. Stumbled right into her arms and felt her naked under the half-opened kimono. Ears?
I was not.
When she realized it was me, she tried to break away, but I had her tight, and I began kissing her passionately.
Oh, dear.
much.
You son of a...
Wait, I can explain. No, there's nothing to explain. We were reading a book.
I'll deal with you later.
What do you mean, deal with me? You think you're talking to some naughty schoolgirl?
Help!
Richmond! Richmond!
You can run, but you can't hide!
All the pathetic Neanderthal reactions. Clarence Darrow could have displayed you at the monkey trial.
As soon as I see your face, Rupert!
The man I thought I married was fully erect.
Oh. What about Rupert?
I won't even dignify that.
Oh, that's classic.
I'm going home. Don't come back until you've finished evolving.
Behind my back, reading dirty books to that...
Henry Miller is an artist.
Oh, I stand corrected. Highbrow dirty books.
I never realized you were such a Philistine.
Shaughnessy, Sellon, what all the truly educated people are reading dirty books. It makes all the difference.
A prude and a Philistine.
I am not a prude. I've read just as many of those books as you have. Just never to Rupert Mowat.
Oh, I see. Reading modern literature to Rupert is indefensible, but killing him is fine.
Stick to the point.
I'm just making sure I'm clear on this. Sex, bad. Violence, good.
You're my wife!
And I had no choice.
What? You mean he forced you?
No, you did. You and Pam started this ridiculous feud. I had to do something to stop it. Reading to Rupert was part of the deal.
What deal?
I'm not so sure I want to discuss it.
Who gave you the authority to make a deal with Rupert Mowat?
Who gave you the authority to start a range war with him?
Gloria!
No, you're right. You're right. They are adults. They're probably working this out right now.
Me too. Get him in.
What are those?
Hostages, just in case. However, I'm willing to bet we've seen the last of the pig farmer.
Why? What did you do?
Stampeded our cattle through his cornfield.
Have you completely lost your mind? I negotiated a truce.
What are you talking about?
I promised Rupert we'd dig his well. That's all he wants.
This woman is out of control. I hold you responsible.
If you have something to say to me, say it to my face.
Your friend Rupert drove our cattle into Mosquito Swamp.
Well, after what you did, take it...
Wait.
No, I was speaking, Richmond.
Be quiet just a minute. Do we know this for certain?
Don't you tell me to be quiet.
I could see this coming when you married her.
Look, my marriage is none of your business.
Well, it is my business when it starts to affect the ranch.
Look, I will not be told...
You won't be told anything. That's the whole problem.
See, no, that's better. Now you're starting to...
Shut up! I've heard enough out of the both of you.
This man is out of control. I hold you responsible.
Since when does he listen to a word I say?
Maybe we should try and solve this the Indian way.
What, take off our pants and attack?
I beg your pardon?
No, the other Indian way.
Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
You gonna shoot him, eh? Get through.
I was talking. They weren't listening.
Oh, you're one to talk.
One at a time.
I'll go first.
No, you need the talking stick. Whoever has the stick gets to talk. We don't have a stick, so...
A traditional Indian talking boot?
I'll go first. Hey, get back.
You can't just take...
Tradition.
Han's got the boot. He gets to talk.
Well, then.
Don't you see? You'll be next. Their attack on me is only the beginning.
Hey, it's not our fight.
They've descended into ruthless savagery. They're up the Amazon with curts, and oh, the horror.
Mounties see bullet holes. There'll be questions. I burned them out.
Fire. Yes. There are many ways for a fire to start. Lightning, sparks from a chimney.
Can of kerosene.
Yes.
Trade you for the shotgun.
Well, the upshot was Clyde lost his wife to the owner of a feedlot. This had been a long time coming, of course. Clyde chose his wife poorly. Lost the ranch, stopped going to church, and eventually drowned ice fishing. And it all started over trying to appease a bunch of sheep farmers.
Okay, my turn.
Of course, that's nothing compared to a fella I knew down in Kansas, a fella by the name of Hooper. Well,
all right, that's it. Give me that thing right now.
Food's gotta be given up voluntarily.
This is how you Indians did things, and how the hell did you get Custer?
Very slowly.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Old Hoop.
Does Sally Prentice know that you ride like a girl?
We've got to tell them.
Oh, not this again.
Look, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to take the blame.
Don't be such a jerk. I mean, you think you can solve this the mature way? Well, then you're stupider than I thought.
You got a better idea?
No. You know, Pan is gonna kill us.
In war, the arrows which proceed from a spirit of benevolence are the worst. Clausewitz.
Stop right there. You let the cattle into the swamp?
Well, no, not let them, exactly.
We were arguing, and they got spooked.
I spooked them.
I wasn't paying attention.
So why'd you blame it on Mowat?
We didn't. You did.
Oh.
Well, seems there may have been a bit of overreaction all around.
Oh. And should I take that as an apology?
Not to you reading Henry Miller. If anything, I underreacted to that.
Oh, of course you did. Rupert's still alive.
Well, I suppose you had a point. Making a deal with him. Maybe.
Appeasers on one side, faulty intelligence on the other. How's a man supposed to run a war? What are you doing here?
Pig dapper! Dragging the innocents into the conflagration! Oh, Phillips, that you should stoop to this!
Oh, that's it. I've had it.
No!
By the time I'm finished, they're gonna need instructions to put you back together.
The barn!
Then afterwards they do the consensus dance. Which would take another 3-4 days. By that point, a lot of the younger fellers would be saying, "To hell with it. Let's go moose hunting."
What's that?
And then, when you're 3/4 dead, I'm gonna cut you down
down from the tree. This was your fault! And stake your pale, repulsive hide to an anthill! Oh, darlings, I'm coming!
What happened?
Oh, Moet torched the barn.
Deliberately?
Yonder's the kerosene. Out, 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 my baby's out, out, out.
Get the rifle.
Control this woman.
Wish I could.
Rupert, you're a dead man.
Possible we did let this get a little out of hand.
I suppose you could make that argument.
Wait, no, I can explain!
You know, if Rupert survives, we probably should dig him a well.
Get back here! Get like a dog!
You gotta hand it to her. From time to time, she shows flashes of genuine potential.
Take away the shirt and pants and put her in a deerskin breechcloth.
If I'd have known it was gonna take this long, I never would have said we'd do it.
Price of peace.
Besides, we got what we wanted. When you're the biggest cattle ranch in the territory, you can afford to be magnanimous.
You can afford to get down here and help.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You never know what's gonna set you off until it happens.
It was the nakedness and the half-open kimono that did it for me.
When I saw that fire, I wanted to kill him.
Oh, we're all capable of it.
Would you really have beaten him up?
No means you don't care. Yes means you're a thug.
Man, Phillips, you're such a cynic.
Cynic being an optimist who's had experience with women.
Well, what's your answer?
Oh, I'd say things turned out pretty well.
Coward.
Now, admit it. Don't you feel better now?
Tired's what I feel.
All we have to do is dig him a well. Whose bright idea was that?
I forget.
13 feet straight down. If we dug any deeper, we would have had lava.
What do you mean, we, friend? If I didn't know you any better, I'd say you just don't like work.
Well, now, what would give you that impression?
The constant complaining might have something to do with it.
I never complain. I offer commentary on the injustices of life. Still, it's done now.
No thanks to you. It'll be nice to have peace again. Yep. We've got the land. Rupert's got clean water.
Yep. I'd say things turned out just about as well as they could. Speaking strictly for myself, I'm feeling quite relieved.